Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. We have a press-on nail order today and she ordered 4 sets from me. Now she ordered all 4 of them to be Talia's choice, but she did have a couple of requests for them. And the 4 requests were something with like a fruit design, something with some Cateye Frenchies that she had seen in a tutorial video that I had. And then she did request something with like a navy rose gold, which I end up combining those two. And then something similar to this nail set here, just kind of like the vibes of it. But overall, she just wanted me to do whatever I wanted, which I absolutely love. This is my favorite thing that people order because it lets my brain just kind of wander and like design from a super creative spot. And I really appreciate when I get these requests. But priority number 1 is to make sure that my customers have what they are looking for. So I offer a whole variety of different press-on booking options. I just, from a creative standpoint, really love when I can just kind of play around with my different products that I have in my collection, which is exactly what I am doing here. So she wanted some sort of Cateye Frenchies, and I did decide to use her suggestion to make them the navy blue ones. And I am just trying out a few different navy blues that I had in my collection, as well as some different cat eyes to just kind of see what they would do over top of the different products that I was using. And these were the ones that I had done up, and I sent my client to see which one she liked the best. Now this is a part of the process that I actually feel like I don't really share very much, but I spend a ton of time playing with my different products that I have behind the scenes, just kind of checking them out to see what works best before I even like actually film the content or create the nail designs. So this is all a part of the behind the scenes process of not only being like a content creator, but a press-on artist too. I've been wanting to do some like glitter bottom nails for a while here, so I did decide for her complimentary set that she gets when she orders any press-ons with me. I did decide that I was going to do a rose gold bottom with navy on top, and so I actually can't even really recall if I've done this with press-ons. I know I've done this back in the day when I had clients, but what you do is you paint like your glitter down on the nail first, whatever kind of glitter you want to do, and then you would go in with another color on top. Now if you wanted something that was like a little bit lighter, say if you were going to do like a neutral color on top of this one, I would suggest going in with like a builder color first, just to kind of even everything out so there's not like lumps and bumps, and as well to kind of like camouflage any of that. I feel like because I went in with a dark color, I didn't have to do that, but I picture like some other shades might not work as good, so just kind of play around with it. But it is such a cool effect because you can see like your dark blue on top, but like if they flip their hand over, then they can see the rose gold kind of poking through underneath. So to pair with that set, I am going to go in and create like a navy blue. I wasn't honestly sure what this was going to be. So I initially went in with some of these flakes. I have raved about these flakes. I really like them. I love how they just like stick down into the dispersion layer. Now at this moment, I wasn't exactly sure what this set was going to be. I just knew that I wanted to have some flakes on the thumbnail and then the ring finger as well. And then for the other nails, I decided to go in with not a glitter top coat. It's more of like a shimmery top coat from Apres, but it's got like a blue tinge on top of it. So I put this down on a few nails, and then I looked at it and I was like, I think you need some stamping on top of you. So I went in with some black stamping, which I completely forgot to film, but it turned out really cool. And this was just such a unique look to kind of pair along with the rose gold. Now, I love mixing metals, which is why I went in with like the gold flakes on this one. And so will pair with the rose gold. But you guys let me know, do you guys like when you mix like different metallics together, or do you like strictly keep them separate? For our next design, we are going to do these strawberry lemonade type of plaid nails. They are so fun. So first I'm going to start with this beautiful blue color, and I'm just going to create like an off-centered line on this specific nail. And then on the other half of the nail, we're going to use this color from Apres called Baby's Breath. I'm also going to use it on an accent nail where it's just an all white color. And then on another one of the nails, we're going to use this color from the gel bottle. It has some beautiful little flecks in it as well. So wherever we had that Baby's Breath color, that is where we're going to do this like abstract plaid. So you're going to need like 3 different shades of color. You're going to need like a lighter blue, you're going to need like a milky type of blue, and a milky white to create this plaid effect by using lines and a thicker brush. I have been all about creating like these glittery lines, whether it's at the end of a French or if it's like in between two different patterns like this. I just think it looks so cool, and the Bemi leaf gels work really, really good for that. So I had some strawberry nail decals in my collection, so I was just going to put some of these on top of the plaid nails, and then I decided to throw in some lemons as well just to kind of see how it looked, and I loved the pop of yellow. This is really the only place that we have some of that like yellow, besides some of the cute little strawberry flowers that I threw in here as well that were stamped on here. So this is the completed look. It turned out so fun. And then the complimentary set for this one, I used all of the gel bottle color as like one set. I thought this would be a really fun one for her to mix in between, and I just really, really love this shade. I think it is so cool. This is probably like a hidden gem from Coco and Claire because it is one of their first release type of colors, but it is just stunning. It actually is beautiful on its own with like two thin coats, but I already had this light blue color down, or not light blue, this dark blue color down first, and decided that I wanted it to be a little bit more sparkly for this Cateye French nail set that I was going to do. So I did go in and do just one coat of this Coco and Claire color, cured that. Oh, it's just so pretty. I absolutely love this shade. And then I'm going to take this Glitter Bomb color from Apres. Now this color is discontinued, but I believe DK Beauty still has some of them in stock, maybe. If not, just grab like a silver sparkly color or use this one from Coco and Claire. It is like a rainbow cat eye. I believe it's called Over the Rainbow, and it works really good for creating the same technique here. And I am actually just using like a red magnetic ball that my kids have in their like magnetic toy collection that they have, and it worked really, really good for creating like a French look to these nails here. I end up doing this, you guys will see at the end of the video too, with another shade too, but this worked really good for this particular one with the blue sparkly base and then the cat eye. Now the next set that we are going to do is the neon kind of bright watermelon set. This is the complimentary set that I'm pairing with it. So I am doing some nails a hot pink and some of them like a neon green shade. And it took me a little bit to kind of decide what neon green shade I was going to do, but I ended up settling on this one here. This one definitely needs two thin coats. So the Latchkey pink color that you see, oh, this is just so stunning too. It's been in a favorites video. I've talked about it a lot. It looks beautiful in one thin coat, but I usually do go over top of it in another coat just to make sure that it is just as best as it can be. For the top coat, I decided to use one of the Fuzion FX top coats. This is in a matte glitter, and I first went down with the black one here, and I really liked how it looked. I think it would be perfectly fine on its own, but something that I really like doing with these is kind of mixing and layering the different ones. So I actually went in with their white confetti on top of the black one after it had cured, and it just gave like a really, really cool effect to it, and it ends up tying in really cool with the actual watermelon set that we end up doing with this. Which is not the set that I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you the complimentary set that pairs with the floral set here first. A lot of times when I'm designing a press on order, I will start with the complimentary set first. It kind of just like gets my creative juices flowing to use the colors that are going to be in this set, but create something a little bit more toned down. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use our clear foils as our background and then do some nail art over top of it. So we're going to go in with the Glitter Mix Canada foil gel, which I really, really like. It works fantastic for working with foils. After I've done that layer on the nails, I'm going to go in with this color from the gel bottle. It's called Supernova. It's a great like see-through sheer sparkly color. And then after that's cured, I'm going to layer on this Bemi Beauty Box sheer gel polish. This gives a really cool effect to the nails, but also underneath you can see like the flowers kind of poking through. I thought this was such a fun set. Those foil nails are going to pair with these beautiful floral, like French type of nails. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do at this point, so I just decided to paint one thin layer down of the Bemi Beauty Box at sheer, I believe it's number 1. And then I pulled some different colors of the Apres French gel polishes, which work fantastic for creating French nail tips. They are just so pigmented. So when I create my French tips, I like to kind of outline it first, then go in with like the angled brush and create the French, and then clean up anything that I need to. After that's cured, I decided to go in with some of the foil gel again and the same foils and just create them where underneath like the French where the pink part is. And I did want to go in and do some glitter lines because I have just, like I said earlier, been all about this right now. But I also love layering my products, so I am going to use some of that Bemi sheer gel polish to create like a sheer look to the florals here as well. So I did this on all of the different nails, but I used 5 different colors, and it's kind of an interesting color palette. I do like to send my clients like a list of different color palettes from Pinterest that I have, and they can pick and choose one. This one had like the pinky ones to it, but then it had black, and I decided to substitute the black for like a dark brown instead. And then I only decided to add the purples in because they match the foils so nicely. So sometimes I like take the inspiration that I send my clients, but also kind of play around with it to make the set look a little bit more cohesive. I thought that a really light purple would complement this set so nicely, so I decided to put it on the thumb on one of the nails because I thought once I got the foil on here it would make the purple pop a little bit more, and I was definitely right in this thinking. So I'm going to create my French and then go in with the foils, and it's so fun to see all of the different colors kind of make the French tip do something different, and then when you go in and add that like glitter sparkly line, it just cleans it all up so nicely. I absolutely love this set. I think it turned out so fun. I've been creating a lot of French tip nail designs lately. I just think that it's really cool that it is coming like back in style. When I first started doing nails over 15 years ago, French tips were like huge. Then we started seeing color French tips and glitter lines, and then like more nail art. So it's really cool that it's like coming back around now, and then being able to incorporate all of this different type of nail art with a French tip. It is so fun. Like I'm just absolutely loving it. So I've played around with a whole bunch of different techniques for French tips, stamping, anything like that. And this is my preferred method. I know it like kind of looks a little messy sometimes, but for me, like it tends to work pretty good because I love like a deep French like that. A side note, something else about creating like the foils and then going in with the milky gel. If there is any foils that don't pull up that you can't get to kind of work, the milky gel kind of like covers it up. So that's something I tend to do quite a bit, is just like work with however the nail art decides it's going to work too. This is something that you will see a lot in my online workshops, is that I tend to work with however the nail art ends up. Like there's always some way to kind of fix it. I really hate like removing products and starting all over again. You'll rarely see me do that. I like to just like work with what happens, and it's a pretty fun way to work in my workshops. I think it's a really interesting, more like real life way of putting together nail art. So the next set that we're going to do is this watermelon set. So she requested something that was like a bright neon watermelon set. So you know I'm going to reach for Latchkey pink here, and we're going to create some French tips here. And after I have like the pink down where I want it, I decided instead of doing like a milky pink, like more typical base underneath, that I was going to do something a little bit more unique. And I pulled this color from Coco and Claire, and it is so fun. It looks like cookies and cream. And when I have it on the nails with like the green and the pink, it actually kind of reminds me of dragon fruit. And I thought that I was maybe going to go that way, but ultimately decided to work with the products that I had to create a watermelon set instead. So you could easily do these same techniques here, but create like a dragon fruit inspired nail set. So when you guys see these videos, it takes me a week, sometimes even more, to like complete a whole order like this, because I am not only creating these nails, but I'm creating tons of content with it as well, talking to my clients in between, and it takes me a while to like come back to a design. So this one I let sit for a while because I knew I wanted to put watermelon on it somehow, but wasn't exactly sure how. So I did do 2 nails with that Coco and Claire color just on its own, and I was thinking that those 2 nails would be really good to do like some sort of hand painted nail art or some sort of stamping. And in order to do that, I needed to top coat them. So I put some of my shine on top of it, and then I decided to do a few different watermelon prints. So I wanted some that were like a little bit more of a curved watermelon, and some that were a little bit more of just like the triangle slices. And I didn't really have a plan as to like where I wanted them to be on the nails. I just knew I wanted a couple different ones on each of the designs. So I'm going to start with my 2 different shades of green. The dark green is actually a Fuzion paints. It was the shade that I really wanted, and I tried to kind of mix my own shade with the opera colors I had, and it just wasn't working. So I ended up using a Fuzion paints for the dark green. And then the lime green and the pink are the opera colors, which is something that is really nice about hand painting, is you can just like mix in the colors that you have actually used on the color palette of the set that you're doing instead of trying to find like stamping polishes that work. So I definitely am starting to see more of the appeal of hand painting too, but I just love stamping as well. So it's fun to have a mix of both, I think. So after I put the pink down on the nails here, and I am curing in between all of these steps as well, so that the colors are not running together. But after I have the pink down, I'm gonna go in and do some black just to create like the little watermelon seeds, and it looked really, really cute. I think another fun idea would be to either add like really small little watermelons to the French nails as well, maybe just like in the corner, or add some swirls to them. But ultimately I decided to just leave it with a few little watermelon accents. Tie in those sparkles a little bit more. I'm going to add some of the Bemi leaf gels just on the lime green part here, so they are a little bit sparkly. That is something that I really like about the Bemi metal leaves, is that they work really good for just adding like little sparkly details throughout your nail designs. I did try to make a couple of the watermelons like just the pink sparkle, and I wasn't loving it. I thought that it just was like too much. So it worked way better for me to just have the green as being the sparkle. So I'm going to get these all top coated up here so that you guys can see what these look like. This is always the best part, when the design comes together and it makes a little bit more sense. So this is the watermelon set here. I really liked using that like speckly white and black color. I think it was just a unique way to add some fun to a neon set like this, but it also kind of tones it down a little bit. So this customer has some really fun sets here. There is quite a mix and a variety, and I really appreciate your order, Christine. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you need any help with working with your nail art products, definitely be sure to check out some of my online workshops. I have a new one launching within a couple of weeks here. It is a Bridgerton inspired workshop, but not only that, it's going to be like a crystal embellishment workshop. So we're going to create some really fun background designs for your nail designs, and then we're going to put some crystals on top of it. And they are going to be done in like a short, medium length, and some of the crystal designs and clusters will be a little bit more wearable for every day, and some of them will be a little bit more dramatic. So definitely check that out if you are interested in some online workshops and training and getting me to show you how to work with some of your nail art that you probably already have in your collection. Make sure you're following me on all my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!